travelers! Welcome one more day to my channel. My name is Gloria and I live in Norway for the last year and a half. And in today's video I want to share my experience finding a job in Norway. So that's why I decided to create a series of 4 videos where I share my experience finding a job, also useful webs and advices, how to make an appealing curriculum and write a cover letter, and also the work conditions in Norway. In the following weeks I'm gonna release these videos and I hope it's useful for you. I know many people are looking for the possibility to come to work to Norway, and I'm gonna share my opinion and also my experience to help all of you. So now, let's start! So the reason why I came to Norway is to do the program with One World Institute called Learn to Travel, Travel to Learn. I made a video about that and what is my experience and all the different periods of the program that involve working, studying and traveling to South America. So one of the advantages of this program is that they give you a job. So because I have a driving license, I stay here to work as a driver for Norge Gir, which is a company that collects clothes that people donate. So my work for 6 months was a driver in different areas. First I was in Oslo area and then I moved to Stavanger. When I came to the west coast of Norway, I fell in love with these landscapes, with the fjords, the mountain, the lakes, the waterfalls, and the incredible nature all around. So when I finished my program, I decided to come back to Norway and find a job here in Stavanger, which is a fairly big city and very international, so there's a lot of tourism, and I thought it would be quite easy, taking into consideration I already have a degree on product design and a master on 3D design and modeling, and I speak English and I have experience in other fields. So my plan was to come to Norway in October of 2019, but I was already looking for a job for already 6 months. And this might take a long time, so I was searching ahead what kind of jobs are available, what kind of abilities do you need. And before I arrived here, I was applying to different jobs. So in another video I will share with you what webs did I use to find these jobs and offers, and also how to apply. So at the beginning of October I moved to Stavanger, and for the first 2 weeks I stayed with some friends near Stavanger. So that's really good that you know some people here, you have some friends and some contacts that can help you for the first weeks. So during that time I was coming to the city to give my CV to different shops. But in October here is low season, so it was a bit difficult and there was not too many offers. But I knew Christmas was coming, so I knew there will be some possibilities out there. So for this first month I didn't have a job, I was searching everywhere, and I also did some interviews that some local friends helped me to find. Also I recommend that during that time that you are not working, you can still do other things. I was doing an online course on Norwegian because I found out many of the jobs require Norwegian language, even if it's basic. A friend wrote me on Facebook and told me you have to go to this Indian restaurant, give your CV, it has to be right now. And it was a Friday and I got ready, went to the restaurant, gave my CV, and on the way back home I also gave my CV to a new Spanish restaurant. It just opened in the harbor. Actually that Saturday the Indian restaurant called me to do a trial, so I was there for 2 hours. It was not that busy, so I was just getting to know how it works and everything they do. 2 days later the Spanish restaurant called me that if I could go on a Wednesday and do a trial, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm free and it's perfect to go. That Wednesday I was working there for a couple of hours, and at the end they told me, yeah, sure, come back, you're working on Friday. And I was so happy. It was so fun to be able to speak Spanish again. The Spanish food is really delicious, the place is amazingly nice, and everybody was really friendly. So after 1 month and a half being in Norway, in Stavanger, I found a job and I was working as a waitress in a Spanish restaurant. Other side was I was just working on the weekends, so that didn't give me that many hours and I was paid by hour, so I was not making enough money per month, just even to pay rent. So I was still struggling to stay here because at this point I was using my own money. A girl contacted me on Facebook offering me this online business that was really profitable and really convenient. So I gave it a try. I went to a meeting and they explained me how it worked, and then I decided it was a really good idea, so I signed in, and right now I'm working with Forever Aloe Vera Company. They provide a lot of different types of products. They have skincare, they have vitamins, they have drinks, they have proteins for exercise, they have cleaning products, everything that you need to keep your body and your house healthy. It was an investment, and in that way I could still work at home, make extra money per month, and help other people. So I'm really happy to work with them. It gives me so much freedom. I can work whenever I want, decide my schedule, and have the possibility to talk to so many different people. And also the products are just amazing. My skin is so much better, I feel so much healthier, and I use them every day. So at that moment, mid of January, I was shocked. Like, I didn't have a job and there were not any offers in the market, so it was a bit difficult. But one day I was talking with a friend, and then he told me he has this company that they do events and they needed a waitress for the weekend, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm in, like, totally good. So I went there, and so they do different events, and basically it's to work on Saturdays. I was there for 8 hours and the pay is really good. They also give you food. So that saved me a lot because I was working there a couple of weekends also during February. But also at that moment it was low season because the weddings start March, April till September. So there was not any more work after mid of February. So at that point I was again without the job, so I started to search jobs online and also in different cities in Europe, and I got contact by a Polish company that offered me a full contract, but I have to move to Poland for a 1-month training, and then I can work online from Norway, which sounds pretty good because I can still live in Norway and do other jobs, but the conditions were not that good, and also you have to pay taxes where you live, so that means I will pay taxes in the most expensive country to pay taxes. So with the salary it was not compatible, and at the end I declined the offer. So I was really worried at that moment, the end of February, and I said to myself, okay, I have maximum till April to find something, otherwise I have to find a plan B, which I didn't have, which I didn't want to think about. So after feeling like shit and being in bed, I sat on the table, I opened the computer, I wrote design companies in Stavanger, I checked everything, all the ones that were making webs, photography, apps, whatever thing. I checked their webs, I checked what they did, and then I sent my portfolio and my CV and a cover letter to all of the ones that were suitable. So it was the last chance I had. Just contact them, even if they are not looking for anyone. Finger crossed, wait for the best. And then 2 days later, the boss of a marketing company called me and said, okay, we just saw your portfolio and your CV, it sounds really interesting, do you want to come for an interview? And I'm like, sure. So I went there on a Tuesday. We did an interview for almost 2 hours. We were talking about the different stuff, and it was really interesting. They told me about the company, I told them about myself and the abilities I have. They wanted to do a second interview where I show my works and my portfolio, and also I have to design a brochure for them to see my abilities. I did a presentation for the top bosses, and they took some time to decide, and they called me back and they said, okay, let's sign the contract right now. You start on Monday. And I was so happy. I couldn't like stop smiling, like my smile was going like up to my ears. I was like thrilled. I called everyone. I called my parents, I called my brother, I called my boyfriend. So that's my experience finding a job in Norway. Actually, I have to say that all the jobs I found, they were not advertised as job. It's just basically if you know people, they will help you. Also, just go there, give your CV, smile. I know it's scary, but it's the most efficient way to do it. And also just take the risk of getting out of your comfort zone. And every time I was going to an interview or a trial, I looked at myself mirror, even if it's in a window in the street, and just say, I'm amazing, I can do it. So fake it until you make it. I was scared, totally scared, but at the same time I was confident I could get it, and just being myself, showing that I'm really willing to learn, to improve, to help. That's a very good thing people are looking for. So I hope this video was useful. There's gonna be more videos helping you to find a job here in Norway, and I wish you all a lot of luck and see you next week. Ciao!